Folks, welcome back to Magnus's Loot Crate. I am your host, as always, Magnus Deacon. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and admit I think I'm in love. Because, folks, today we are taking a look at the Transform Element Speedstar TE-03. Now, folks, I really like this figure. I was actually quite amazed when I got a hold of it and took a look at it. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a look at it and go ahead and dive right into it.
Try this one, Spike. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Hey, where'd Mirage go?
Over here!
So folks, here is Transform Element Speedstar in his clamshell. This is a situation of what you see is what you get. This is everything that comes in the box with him. So folks, there's really not a whole lot to say about this. So as soon as you open the box, you pull it out, this is exactly what you've got. There are no instructions, surprisingly enough. I may have to look into doing a transformation tutorial on this guy just to help people out, save some time. But folks, this is pretty much it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull his bot out of the clamshell and stick it on the turntable and take a look.
We knew you were anxious to get back to Cybertron, but at least you could have waited for us.
Sorry, Prime. The ship was full.
So folks, here's Transform Element Speedstar on the turntable in his bot mode. Folks, I have to say, so far, this is the best looking, most tune accurate Mirage I have seen, and that's so far. I'm going to be fair because there are some coming out here pretty soon. I'm not sure when, but folks, I have to say, this dude, I'm really digging this guy because I really like the way he looks. I mean, he's a very good looking version of Mirage. He is definitely a contender for having the main Mirage spot on my display shelf. So far, I have to say, he's definitely in that running. So, I don't know what to tell you, folks. I would definitely get this one if I were you, if you really want to have a nice looking Mirage up on your shelf. But folks, that's enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead, take him off the turntable and get a little more up close and personal. Now folks, getting up close and personal with the Transform Element Speedstar, there he is. A perfectly serviceable Mirage. Now folks, you can see I've already done my sticker voodoo on this guy. But you notice he's missing his little missile. Which, that's no big deal, because now I get to show you all the wonderful little things that come with it. Of course, as I said in the clamshell, it doesn't come with instructions, which is kind of unfortunate, because some people I know do need those. But honestly, I've made it clear several times that I think those are about as useful as milking a bull. And so Transform Element didn't send us any. But you know what, folks? They did send us a few little accessories to go with him. Number one is his shoulder missile. Of course, you just stick that right in his little... Now, it's flat on one side here. As you can see, it's round and then flat on the top. You just look in there, push it in, and it pushes this little knob out so that when you want to take it out, you just push it forward, pull it right out. So folks, that's that for the missile on his shoulder. Naturally, you have his gun, which of course tabs into his palm like most do. You also have this secondary head, and they sent a face. So that's it. That's everything that comes with little Speedstar here. Now I have to say, folks, I probably mentioned it a couple of times, but I'm in love. This is a really, really good bot. Now folks, there is one thing that I may have neglected to mention so far, and that's his hips. Now somebody messed up hardcore and had my hips on right to begin with, so I took the back of his legs off and messed with it for no reason. So But folks, apparently when you get this dude, he's as close to perfect as I could see a bot getting. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, yes, he's going to get a high score at the end. So, are you ready for that? But this is a beautiful bot, well worth the money, and he's not that expensive, honestly. I mean, but he is a really good bot. So, folks, we're going to go ahead and transform him up. Take a look at that vehicle mode. Now, folks, last but certainly not least, we have Speedstars Car Mode. Now, this is definitely a nice looking Formula 1 racer. Here's one thing I have to point out. Some of you may have already noticed it and started yelling at me about it, but yeah, folks, I'm aware that I forgot to pull out the little scoops on the front of the race car mode. So I'm totally aware of that. But this is still a very good looking car mode. I'm guessing Formula 1 racer. I don't really pay that much attention to race cars and things, but it is still a very nice looking vehicle mode, and it fits the character too. His transformation is surprisingly easy. For those of you who may or may not know, his transformation is affected if you don't do the hip fix, which mine came correctly made, so I don't know what to tell you about that. But when you get one, take a look at it. That's the only thing that made this guy lose points. So folks, there he is, Transform Element TE-03 Speedstar. Folks, that's it for Transform Elements TE-03 Speedstar. Folks, I'm just going to go ahead and let you take a look at the final verdict, and I will see you next time.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have.
Find these figures and more at the ShowZStore. Links in the description.